Corey Baptiste. I'm here with Coach Reginald Davis, West St. Mary High School. We're going to ask some questions today. Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
I'm good. Yourself?
All right. As far as your budgeting processes like uniforms, purchasing uniforms, I know you do basketball and the balls and everything. What's the procedure for that as far as that goes?
As far as the budget, our administrator, Dr. White, he pretty much comes up with what the allotment for the budget is going to be, every year. Basketballs, I kind of, at West St. Mary, it's a little different than some of the other places that I've been. Being the head coach, you're still responsible for getting the balls and knowing how many, but I mean, you do a good job of keeping up with all the balls you have. We had 8 balls last year. I'm probably going to get maybe 4 balls this upcoming year. So at the end of the year, I want to have 12. And then after that, and then as they get old, I kind of discard them and we go from there.
Right,
but,
12.
Uniforms and stuff like that. It just kind of goes from year to, every 2, and in between, I think we have a blue and we have a white. So the white one is kind of starting to look a little older, so we're probably going to get a new blue one, hopefully this year coming up. But unless we get a lot of parents that complain, we probably going to wear them jerseys until the wheels fall off.
Right.
So
that sounds good as far as the budget. So as far as your raise, how is your budget raised and what kind of input does you have from like getting fundraisers and stuff like that?
Pretty much all of it is fundraising. We have at West St. Mary, we do a lot of every organization is obligated to do at least one fundraiser as a team. Basketball, we did this year. We did a collab with the boys basketball team. We sold hamburgers and stuff like that. But majority of the income per se from gate sales from the games and stuff like that is pretty much all we have in regards to our budget. Our school does a lot for us. Our school board, the school board and the school does, keeps that pretty much under wraps, where I don't have to go out and solicit, donations from all these extravagant places,
So do you deal? So you saying the school board, you don't really deal with the money issue?
I try not to deal with no money. I try not to have to deal with any money issues at all. Matter of fact, the one fundraiser we did do at West St. Mary this year, I didn't even have to collect the money. I just gave the tickets to the kids, and I collected and gave everything to the athletic director. That way, I don't have to mess with that.
That sounds pretty good. Another question: do the employees have access to the budget information?
I'm not sure. When you say the school, the budget for athletics?
Yeah, for athletics.
I don't think other employees really, it wasn't something that, I guess if you ask for it, you could probably get it, but it's not something that I'm used to having other faculty members ask questions in regards to how much money we allotted to spend for uniforms and, equipment and so forth and so on.
That sounds pretty good. And your budget figures, how they are derived from year to year, you think? I know you just do mainly basketball, but how they derive from year to year as far as your sport goes? Is there any particular, like you say, you try to use your jerseys 2 years, you try to get the maximum out of them?
We got, like I said, we got new white uniforms. Sorry, I said blue, but we got new white uniforms. The first year I came to West St. Mary, this is my 3rd year, so we hadn't gotten blue ones yet. So I'm thinking we're gonna probably get some blue ones this year, this upcoming season, hopefully. If not, it'll be next season at the latest. And then those white ones, I'm probably gonna use them at least, I would say at least 3 to 4 years. You try to get as much wear as you can out of those uniforms. But depending on donations and those alumni kids coming back and they opening up businesses and whatever in the area, once you have your what's the word I want to use? Once our alumni gets to be a bigger alumni, like West St. Mary and kind of West. I came from Westgate, so Westgate, they both were created in the same year. So you don't have an alumni backing of say
10
30,
years.
40, 50 years worth of alumni. We may have 10, 12 years or so worth of alumni. So most of those kids, in the last maybe 5 to 7 years, they graduated. Now they out in the professional world, but they don't own. You don't have a lot of those guys that own businesses. So those of them that were the like at Westgate, we had Tyron. You know, some of those kids that went on to be professional athletes and stuff, they give back, you know.
Right.
At West St. Mary, you know, Gerald, you know, you have Gerald Hawkins and some other guys that they've had there over the years that have gone on to professional careers. You know, Gerald just on his first contract right now. So, you know, those kind of things, you know, I don't want to say we expect those things, but those are the things that we've kind of been, I guess, blessed to have those type of alumni guys come back and give back.
Right. That sounds pretty good. Figuring that you only been around for 10 to 12 years.
Right.
Probably the school's been 20, 30 years. They probably not as fortunate enough to get those kind of donations.
Right.
What does the budget's financial manager believe are the three major important facets associated with the budget? And how do they communicate those?
Again, that's probably a little higher in my pay grade. I try not to deal with no money, but at the same time, I think the biggest thing for, you know, most programs is, you know, ticket sales. You know, you putting butts in the seats, you know, those monies are going to be allocated or going to be reallocated to, you know, your team. But in same case, when you're not putting butts in the seat, those sports still have to operate. So that's where I feel that's when the school and whatever monies that the school board allocates to each school, those monies I would imagine kicks in.
You think concession stands probably goes to that, or that's probably a different?
No, I think all of it varies probably from school to school. But I mean, at West St. Mary, you know, it's a little different. I don't have to worry about concession workers.
Right.
I don't have to worry about you know, providing people for the concession stand, the gate, and all that stuff. It's provided at West St. Mary. You know, we have our faculty does a great job of participating and helping out with the athletics. I think each faculty member, you know, you have to they ask them to volunteer for at least 1 or 2 games throughout the year, and they just kind of space it out. You know, football we had 5 home games.
Right.
So for those we had 4 last year, but normally you'd have 5. So you just space out. We have a group of teachers for Group 1 does game 1, Group 2 does game 2, and so on and so forth. And it may work out to where you get 2 or 3 games at the most. With basketball, you got, you know, double the games.
Right.
So you may have them end up working 2 or 3 games instead of 1 or 2
right.
games. But again, that's different at West St. Mary, which it's been pretty good since I've been there to have the faculty support that we have there.
And you say this probably above your head too, but who is the organization that's most accountable for the budget? You say like the school board, right?
No, I think for West St. Mary, you know, everything run through Dr. White. Dr. White, you know, he do a good job of, you know, making sure, you know, you buy the things that you buy with your money is, you know, within the budget. He handles the budget, you know, for the whole school.
So is he the athletic director of you?
He's not the athletic director. I mean, we have an athletic director, but if anything you want to buy, he'll say, hey, you know, talk to your athletic director. And then she basically is the liaison, I guess, between athletic coaches and
Dr.
administration.
Right.
And then
right.
they work out all the details, and then she'll come back and tell me we can get it or we can't get it. And we go from there.
Yeah, easy like that, huh?
Easy like that.
Yeah, that sounds like it goes both ways, easier for you, so you just have to worry about your coaching job.
That's it.
And you don't have to worry about any money, to where Dr. White and other people are responsible more for the money part.
Right.
That pretty much sounds good. And what kind of technology is used, like software? Do you use any kind of technology or software within your job, or pretty much?
Other than keeping stats?
Yes. No.
That's the only thing I'm using technology for. Like I said, that those budgeting and stuff like that, I don't pay too much attention to what's in there. I mean, you get a balance. The bookkeeper gives each sport coach, you know, a balance at the beginning of the year, and you know how much money is coming in and what's going into the account and going out of the account. But it is not something that I put a lot of time into. You try to keep yourself away from that one as much as possible. That's it. I don't want to have to deal. That was probably one of the things I asked when I first got to West St. Mary, and they said I didn't really have to worry about it. So I was like, hey, that's great, because you know I thought it was better for me.
Well, I think that concludes our interview with Coach Davis. Really helpful. Like I said, he's a head basketball coach for the girls at West St. Mary High School in West St. Mary, Louisiana.
Baldwin,
Louisiana. Yeah, I'm not good with my geographical locations, but we are good. And we thank you very much, sir, for the interview. Appreciate it, Coach.
All right.
Thank you. All right.